Shalom, more praise to Yahweh Shem Shah, Double Line City Apostle of GMS. This is Noah Allah coming at you with a video. In this video, I want to go into, scriptures about milk and learning, studying. Short lesson, but important lesson. So let's get started. First, Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12. For when the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again. So, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High. So when the time comes when you ought to be teachers, you need one to teach you again. Why? Because you don't really have a full understanding of the knowledge yet, of this truth, of this word. So you need someone to teach you again. Like to give you a refresher course, so to speak. Someone to refresh your mind. So the time comes when you ought to be teachers, you need one to teach you again. You need to have one you need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and now become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. So someone that needs someone to teach them again is someone that has need of milk. Now milk represents, well, Scripture's going to get into that. Next verse. For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness. So if you use milk, you're a person that's unskillful in this truth. In this word, you're a person that really doesn't have a deep level of understanding. And what do we know of to consume milk in its early stages of life? A baby. So basically you're a babe. You're a baby in this thing. So that's a person that needs milk. You need to get the basics down pat. The color of the Most High and the Sun. Who Yahweh Shem Shah died for. The different laws. So certain basic things that represent milk. So it says, and now become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat. For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness. For he is a babe. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age. So the strong meat belongeth to them that are of a full age, are mature. So when the baby is first born, the baby doesn't have teeth. And the baby consumes a lot of milk. For quite some time. So when you start to be able to consume meat, you're someone that's of full age, mature. Like when the baby starts to get a little bit older, starts to mature, they grow more teeth in their mouth, and they start consuming things other than milk, But strong meat belongeth to them that are full age, even those who by reason of use had their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. Okay, word exercise. Senses.
Strong's G 145, Aistetherion.
Aistetherion. Faculty of the mind for perceiving, understanding, judging. See right here it says spiritual apprehension. Let's see if exercise gives us a little more insight. Not much. So if you have your senses exercised, then you're a person that has gained experience. That word sense, we went to that word senses, it means faculty of mind, understanding. So when your senses become exercised, you have now become more mature. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age. In other words, When you reach a certain level in this truth, you can start going into deeper breakdowns. Start going into history. You really can't do that when you first come into this thing. It's a lot you don't understand. You might think you might know what a particular scripture is talking about, but that don't mean you can actually break it down. Because you're basically like a parrot when you first come in. So strong meat, which is the deeper breakdown, the deeper level of understanding, it belongs to somebody that's a full age. Okay? 1 Corinthians 3:1. And I, brethren, cannot speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Yahushua. So he couldn't speak unto them spiritual things. They could really understand carnal things, earthly things. Because he said what? Even as unto babes in Yahushua, because they was babes in the spirit. They weren't fully mature. I have fed you with milk, and not with meat. For hitherto ye were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able. So he said he fed them with milk because they couldn't bear the meat, because it wasn't deep. So that's how you gotta, you come into this truth when you're in the camps. You want to keep things, simple. You do a show, you want to, okay, let me try to, I heard a brother say this last week, let me go and do that. Let me get into that. But then you breaking scriptures down wrong. And you putting the videos out there on the internet. And guess what? That channel of yours might have, let's say 300 subscribers, which means it's probably getting 30, 40 views a video. And then other people might share the video, then it might get 100 views. So all these people are subscribed to you, watching your videos and commenting, and you're leading them astray. If you're trying to go into something deep like meat and you don't really understand it. So you gotta start with the milk. You learn the fundamentals, the basics of something, and then you can get more advanced. I fed you with milk and not with meat. For hitherto you were not able to bear it, so they wasn't able to bear the meat. To understand a fuller breakdown to the scriptures, they wasn't on that level. Neither yet now are ye able. So neither then were they able. They still weren't able. So you gotta understand your limitations and the truth. If you don't know a scripture, don't try to wing it and break it down. Another brother that's there should step in and be able to correct it. Be able to correct it. I'm using this as an example. I'm not talking about, I'm really not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just really just speaking in general because it's something that I've seen throughout the years. Right? So this person was fed with milk because they were unskillful in the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, not with meat. Because we're not fully mature. So it's not like, you could just come into this thing and just start teaching deep breakdowns. No, you got to start simple. Everybody in the truth to the study Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, we don't have the same learning curve. Everybody's not going to learn something at exactly the same time. That's just what it is. 1 Peter 2:1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile, deceit, and hypocrisies and envies, and all evil speakings, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. So this newborn baby really went there by himself. It's like I'm thinking about something else. I just started thinking about when Yahushua went to Egypt. So like just my mom thinking about a different topic. So it said 1 Peter 2:2, as newborn babe desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. So newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, not the meat, the milk, the basics. That's the first thing you gotta learn. That's the building blocks of the truth. You gotta start with the fundamentals, rudimentary. You gotta start at the bottom, at the foundation, the beginning, and then build your way up. Don't try to get into something too deep. If it's just something you don't understand, ask a question. As another brother in the camp that's over you. You know? Before you put that video, before you go into that scripture. Because if a brother see it, then the video gonna have to get taken down. Okay? So you don't want to be trying to, oh, let me go into this. Yeah, I'm gonna go into this week. I'm gonna break this down. I'm gonna show them. I know deep stuff too. No. It's not how you're supposed to think. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. So you're supposed to grow through the word. Let's see if ye may grow has some kind of significance.
Strong's G 837. Auxano.
Auxano. Not really there. To grow an increase of the growth of that which lives, naturally or spiritually. And that's what it's talking about. That you may grow thereby spiritually. Then eventually you can get into the meat. Then eventually you get to the meat, which are the deeper topics. If so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. That Yahweh Shema Shah is gracious. This is the book of St. John 6 and 12. We'll go right to the point. This is Yahweh Shah speaking. He's speaking to his go back real quick. Speaking to his disciples who in turn became apostles. I just went back because sometimes it may be the disciples and the Pharisees in the same setting. I know he was talking to the apostles. I just wanted to get a scripture on it in the previous chapter, but that's what he's talking about. Because he could have been talking to the Pharisees, but then he could have looked over to the apostles and started talking to them. But he's talking to the apostles or disciples at that time. Go right to the point. St. John 16 and 12. I have yet many things to say unto you, but you cannot bear them now. So he had everything to say unto them, but they couldn't bear them now. They couldn't carry it. They haven't gotten their weight up spiritually. Showing you once again, it's levels to it. It's levels to maturity that every brother has, and every brother doesn't have the same learning curve. So you're patient with brothers, but at the same time, if brothers being patient with you, you had to humble yourself and be willing to listen to what they say. So all of this, it's a learning process. The milk scriptures, like the color scriptures, Daniel 7 and 9. Exodus with Moses, that the 4th chapter. Revelation, the 1st chapter. Daniel, the 7th chapter. And various other scriptures about different topics as well. Gotta start with that. Don't try to wing it. Don't try to jump the gun and go into something that you don't understand. And then you get corrected and you feel simple. You want to just stick with the basics. Stick with what it is that you know. That's cool. If you're trying to go beyond that, then you're not in the right spirit. You're trying to go on something deep to show off. Stick to what you know that you know. So thank you, praise you. How about Shema Shah, double on C, positive GMS. All the brothers, and Shalom.